T. Gray and MK, you are now cleared for flight school takeoff.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Brick by brick, building your business brick by brick, featuring none other than your presidential diamond, Darren, the Brickster Gibson.
Now can we do like more of a conversation, T. Gray and Mark? Is that okay for us to kind of, because I think it's really good for us to really communicate this, and the way that we've talked about it yesterday and the day before, we've been talking about it all week, about this brick by brick. And I'm gonna say this too, for everybody that's on the line. I didn't do the train the way we're gonna do the train today. I gave them a little sneak peek of some of my diamonds and some of my people in my organization, and some people got confused, okay? And you guys hear Mr. Bugs talk about path and purpose, and I like to say method and mission. The mission stays the same, but the method is always probably going to change. And so what I want you all to do is learn how to, like Mr. Bugs says, walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. So what you're doing already, just implement this within your organization and you'll see your business explode. So we're not telling them anything, T. Gray, for them to do anything different. We're just trying to tell them to maybe capitalize on what they're already doing, and they'll maximize on not just rank advancements, but they'll maximize on their income. Because if you guys are all in here for residual income, just put residual in the chat. You guys all came here to build something one time and to essentially get paid for the rest of your life to pass on to your children's children, the next generation. So I just had to say that, T. Gray and Mark, before we get started.
I think it's a phenomenal comment, and actually, to tell you the truth. And what I want to add to that, PDDG, is that, you know, in my first 3 network marketing experiences were failure, which was mind-boggling to me since I was so successful in my corporate life. But then I met Holton Bugs, and, you know, I'm the kind of person I'm always asking for help. I'm like you, Darren. I see how you always get with Holton, like, hey, okay, I'm hitting this point in my business. I need, what advice do you have? I'm like that too, right? I find the people who have had more success than me, and I ask them to show me that, right? I'm doing the same thing in trading right now. But Holton was the first person that I have ever met in my network marketing career, and the only person that I have ever met since then in my network marketing career who could break down the business brick by brick, right? To color by numbers. Here's how you do it. You do this, and you do X and you get Y. You do this much X, you get this much Y. So this training that you're about to experience comes out of that. This is coming from Mr. Bugs. So what I want to challenge you to do is, if it's different, right? If it's foreign to you, no problem. Take the notes, absorb it, and then watch this over and over again until you get it, okay? You are free to build your business any way that you want. But I can tell you right now that any way other than what we show you today is going to be the hard way, okay?
Yeah.
Let's rock and roll. Let's do this thing.
Okay, cool.
You know, so Darren, we always start with this because it's a foundational statement, right? Success is never by accident. It's always by design. You're going to get what you plan to get. You're going to get what you intend to get. And so when it comes to having a business that's sustainable and repeatable, that does what it's supposed to do every month, and it pays you every month, you are going to have to create that intentionally. You can't hope that that's going to happen. You're going to have to make it happen. Today, we're going to show you how to make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I see at the bottom, it says to build sustainable, repeatable business. Who's like me, just a control freak when it comes to some of the groups, right? Just be honest, right? You want to be on every call. You know, if I'm on the call, I can get the sales in. I can help Mark go diamond. I can help T Gray go diamond, whoever the case may be. But you're like, I want to be on every call, right? I want to be the one that, because I know for a fact, if I'm on the call, I'm going to get the person to say yes. And just put yes in the chat. That's okay, because we're all like that in the beginning when we first start our business. But that's not how you build a sustainable business. I often say all the time, Mark, is if your business requires your body in the building, then you don't have a business, you have a job, okay? And we didn't join this beautiful community called Ibüümerang to build a job. We built this thing to build a business. So what we're going to talk about is how you can have a sustainable business and keep repeating and have a real residual income, because none of us wants to work hard. We want to work smart. Everyone put smart in the chat if that's what you're looking for, to work smart. Next page, guys. So I love the fact, T Gray, when I talk to Mr. Bugs and then I'll talk to you, you know, every time I get so excited, I give you or Mark a call and I'm talking to Mr. Bugs. It's like, dude, you guys are doing these grow-a-thons, but your business is too big to just have a 30-day grow-a-thon. Who agrees, right? If your business is growing and it's moving forward, it's that escalator effect that keeps going up, then you need to have more than just 30 days in a grow-a-thon. You need to have 30, 60, 90 days. Now, what we're going to talk about today is all of us, each team member on this call has a certain paradigm in their groups. So I know it takes some time to shift some people's thinking. It's the repetition that's the key of learning. So it's going to take 30, 60, 90 days, maybe even longer than that, for you all to keep teaching what we're going to talk about today. And like you said to me, T Gray, the other day, the person that maximizes on what we're going to talk about today is going to take over the company. That's the big statement, right? Who would love to be top of the company? The person that's maximizing and teaching and duplicating what we talk about today is going to take over the whole company. And we're going to show you guys how to do that today.
Bro, I mean, that's such a major point that you're making. And I'm glad that you took the time to address the fact that most people have been doing something different than what we're going to talk about today, right? Let me just share with you guys the people who are able to be the most successful in this world. They are the ones that are fluid. They are the ones that can change. How many of you are familiar with a martial artist by the name of Bruce Lee, right? He's a film celebrity, etc. One of the most famous martial artists in history. And you know what he said? He's famous for saying, be like water. Be like water. What does water do? It flows. It changes its shape based on the container that it is in, right? So to be successful, you cannot be a person who's stuck in your ways. When you are confronted with a better way by someone who has had bigger and better results than you, you are now faced with a choice. And that choice is continue to do what you've been doing because it's what you've been doing, because it's what you're familiar with, because it's what you've become comfortable with, or change. Right? And those who can most rapidly implement change, those whose egos, yeah, I went there, are not so attached to their way, those folks are going to make all the money because they can change, right? So that's what Presidential Darren Gibson is sharing with you. Your existing paradigm might be different, but come to absorb what we're going to share with you today with an open mind, with a readiness to change, because we're about to show you the way. We're about to show you the way. This philosophy, the philosophy behind what we're going to show you today, is the reason that Holton Buggs became the record holder in this industry for the most money out of a single position. Right. And people that he's taught in or mentored in other companies are now achieving similar results. Okay, now it's time for you guys in Mr. Buggs' company to achieve those results if you can embrace this philosophy. Next slide.
And hold on really fast, Mark. Go back to the slide really fast. If you're taking notes, I love this slide right here where it says 90 days of focused and intensive activity. If you're taking notes, you want to write this down. Achieving new ranks, solidifying your business, identifying new leaders, create year-round energy in your business. Those 4 deals right there is very, very vitally important, because whoever's doing what we're going to talk about, you're going to check mark each 4 of these categories. So I want you all to really write this down, screenshot it, because what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about T. Gray and Mark, how to not just sustain your organization and your income, but I don't want people's focus off of rank advancements, because this is going to allow you to move up in a quantum leap setting. It may look like an incremental deal, but it will quantum leap over time. I just want to say that really quick.
Amen.
I also want to give a big hats off to Darren Gibson. He put his ego in his back pocket, spoke to Mr. Bugs, and he's embracing what we're teaching today. So
he's become the embodiment of it.
Yes.
And frankly, to tell you the truth, I've never seen someone pivot as hard and as quick as Mr. Gibson is doing right now, right? But that's how you do it. That is how you do it. I mean, if you were playing basketball a certain way and getting a little bit of results, and then you go to a Michael Jordan basketball camp and he say, hey, this is how I scored 50 points a game, and he shows you how to do it, right? I mean, you do it that way. And Mr. Gibson has direct access to Mr. Bugs. And so he's getting this philosophy, right? And then we're supporting it. I'm just telling you right now, you got to watch what he's doing. You got to watch what he's doing. That's why he's on here with us.
Yes.
Well, can we be honest? Can we just be honest on this call? I wouldn't call it pivot. I would call it trick. When I talked to, we made some great income with this beautiful community. But when I talked to Mr. Bugs and he showed me the boat that I missed, and I won't share the numbers, but it was some pretty big numbers, right? And I'm thinking I'm winning. And Mr. Bugs is like, no, dude, you missed this whole pot of cash over here. And I feel like I tripped over my mistakes, but we don't learn from our successes. We learn from our mistakes. And I missed out on a lot of income, and we've made a lot of income in this company, then I know for a fact each and every single person on this line has missed out and missed some boats as well. So I just want to show you all what I've learned and what T. Gray and Mark have showed me as well. So
all right, let's do this thing then. Let's go. So for this particular 90-day blitz, right? So we did a lot of 90-day game plans. Mr. Gibson and I did several together as well with different people, different diamonds. And I love that everybody has the right mentality. They have a next step mentality and a rank advancement mentality. But what we ended up doing with almost every person that we did a game plan with was adjusting their 90-day goal. And that 90-day goal has become to develop a new culture that creates the foundation for future solid rank advancement. That's what today is all about. We're going to show you how to create a culture in your business that will create the foundation. Look at that picture. That house is sitting on a what? A foundation, right? We're going to show you how to build that foundation so that you can put whatever you want on that foundation. The next one. So,
yeah, go ahead. I want you to, go ahead. Let's do this.
So Darren, let's talk about what happens now, right? So what happens now is a person goes, let's take Sapphire, right? It's 15,000 points. How do people go Sapphire right now? They do it through enrollments. They might have 15 people come in with first class travel. They might have 15 people come in with first class trade. They might have 10 people come in with the travel and trade pack, right? And that gives them the 15,000 points that makes them a Sapphire. They're really happy. But what happens the next one?
Drop back down to.
Can we go to the next slide?
Yep.
Mark.
Go ahead. Oh, Mark froze.
Mark froze. Mark froze.
He might be posing.
Yeah. He might be. No problem. We will give me 2 seconds. and I'll catch us up. Okay, we're almost there. What happens the next month? Okay, we're almost there. Okay, cool. Good. Where you at? Share screen. Continue. Okay.
Now, I'll bring it up to what you just said, T. Gray, when it comes to the first month of bringing people in with the first class pack, first class trade, or first class trade and travel. Folks, there's nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, keep doing what you're doing. We're not telling you to stop doing that. We're just telling you to add something on to what you're already doing. But we're going to show you, if you're only doing this, then we're going to show you what your income is going to look like, and we're going to show you what rank you'll be the next month, because you want to always keep moving month to month, and your income keep raising up, right? You're in control of your income. You're the one that can raise your income every week, every month. So we're just going to show you a way that you can, like I said, Mr. Bugs always says, walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. So go ahead, T. Gray.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you're right. So we're not telling you to not do it this way. We're going to show you how to fix the problem that currently exists, right? So like we said, that person goes in the first month, they do it through enrollments, but what do those 15 people or so do in the second month? Well, they do their subscription. They don't do another 1,000 points, right? So if they came in on travel, they'll do an IGO subscription, you get 100 points from them, right? If you had 15 people like that, now you got 1,500 points instead of 15,000. You're an ambassador the second month. If they came in the Elevate door, okay, well, and they just do an Elevate subscription, well, that's 150 points a month, right? So you got 15 people, 150 points, you got 2,250 points, not 15,000. You're not a Sapphire. You're literally not even a director at this point. Or maybe they embrace and become star achievers and you get 300 points out of your 15 people. Now you got 4,500 points, still not 15,000. So you're still falling short. You're a director, not a Sapphire, and it doesn't feel good. That's why now you got a sad face. And that's why the caption says, this is what happens when you have the rank advancement without the structure. You don't qualify in the second month. We're going to show you how to have the structure so that you can not only qualify, but stay qualified.
Right. So you're going to have to do more work, is what I'm hearing, T. Gray, the next month, for you to re-qualify, for you to be at the place you were at last month, because you didn't capitalize on the bricks of what we're going to talk about.
That's right. So here's what happens when you do it with structure, right? You heard Mr. Gibson just talk about the brick. We're going to get into detail about what bricks are. But if you were building your business with this brick philosophy, in month one, when you enrolled those people and you went Sapphire and you taught them to become a brick, well, then in month two, they're doing 1,800 points. And if only 9, and everybody's not going to do it, if only 9 of your 15 people did this, 60%, that would give you 16,200 points and you'd be a Sapphire again, right? Now you still have a happy face. Why? Because you're still a Sapphire and you're still making Sapphire money. So as we go through this training, we're going to be showing you what this brick is and how you can have this result in your business.
We're also going to show you the income too. So I know a lot of you guys are like, show me the money, not just the value. We're going to break down the income of what you should be making if you implement this. And I like what you just said right here, T. Gray, where it says structure over speed. I like both, but I understand now when it comes to what you're talking about, T. Gray, when we had a conversation with multiple of my diamonds, where the structure actually brings the speed and it actually picks you up to where you want to be, even more than where you thought you would even eventually land at. So the structure, I would say it all the time to my group, and I wouldn't know what I was saying, T. Gray. Just being honest, you would always tell me, Darren, chase the structure. And I'm like, all right, chase the structure. I didn't know what the heck the structure was. I'm like, what are you talking about? And now I finally understand. I had an aha moment when it came to our last conversation.
Yeah. And this is why, in the teaching from Mr. Bugs, we've always valued structure over speed. And that we're not devaluing speed. Speed is great, right? But structure is even better. And when you have them together, you go, sometimes you got to go slow to go fast. And I think that's kind of a little bit of what we're talking about today, right, Mr. Gibson? So if you get the structure right, you qualify every single month, like the slide shows, right? And that's why we'd rather see a person take 6 months to become a solid diamond than go diamond in your first month and never qualify again, right? Now, if you can go diamond or sapphire in your first month and qualify every month because you do it with structure, fantastic. But again, structure is the thing that we value the most. So the question is raised again. How would you like your business to be duplicatable, repeatable, scalable, and your income predictable, right? Because a lot of people have the goal, Darren, of replacing their job, right? But in order to replace your job, you got to have income that you can count on every month. It can't be all over the place. So that's why we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about today.
Right.
I'm going to let you start us down this road while I get Mark back on for us.
Absolutely. So where it says, what rank would you like to be at the end of the month? What I've done with my group is this. When we talk about the brick in the brick house, there's going to be a certain amount of bricks that's going to allow you to sustain your income. So I got my group doing go cards. I got my group doing affirmations and etc. And I got them saying less of rank, but breaking down what their goal is and them knowing exactly how many bricks they will need for them to sustain and grow their income and have a real residual income. So while you're writing down your goals, there's nothing wrong with just having a diamond goal, a blue, black, presidential, whatever your goal is. There's nothing wrong with that, but you got to break it down brick by brick so that you can actually have a target on what income you're going to have. Don't chase the rank because title don't pay you. Okay, folks, title doesn't pay you. Your structure of what you build when it comes to the brick pays you. All right. So diamond is exciting. Yes, you get the recognition, but you can't pay bills or recognition. You pay bills based off the structure of what you're going to build. So we're going to show you the bricks and you can break down what goals you're trying to go for. That is equivalent of the rank that you're trying to achieve. And we're going to go into that. Your next rank is like putting an additional on the house, but sometimes you need to fix the foundation first. So T Gray, we've had a lot of conversations with a lot of my diamonds. And what people think is, well, I'm diamond right now, and my next step is I will need black diamond. Well, what's your structure look like? What volume did you have last month? And are you requalifying as diamond? Is your structure ready for you to make that quantum leap? Because you're not going to make a quantum leap. Again, folks, off of this title, you got to make sure that your structure and your brick house is solidified for you to make that jump. Moving into a quantum leap. Does that make sense? Say yes in the chat, folks, if it does. So the rank, absolutely good. Awesome. Set the goal to set ranks. There's nothing wrong with that. But you don't just want to hit a rank. You want to become a rank. And when you become a rank, you can actually solidify your income. T. Gray?
Please, everybody, write that down. Don't just hit a rank, become that rank, right? That's a great way of saying what we've been saying, which is every time you achieve a rank, make that the new floor in your business, right? And since we're a trading community, every time you break into a new rank, that rank should become your support line. Leo, you said it before I said it. That's right. That rank should become your support line. That's it. That's as low as you go. If you're Sapphire, that's as low as you go, right? If you're Ruby, that's as low as you go, right? And so that's what Mr. Gibson is saying. That's why we need to fix that foundation. It's great to say, I want to go to that next rank. But when we take a look at the volume you did last month, right? You know, if you're saying you want to, if you're saying you want to go Ruby, right? But we look at your last month's volume and your last month volume was, let's say 5,000. Well, you didn't even do sapphire, right? You've achieved sapphire, but you didn't qualify it since then. So here's what we need to do before we can start talking about putting the ruby addition on your house. Let's fix your sapphire foundation, right? Before we can put blue diamond or black diamonds addition on your house, let's go fix your diamond foundation, and then we can build whatever we want on top of it.
Right.
Okay. Good. Right. Good stuff. All right. Well, let's start showing people how to do it.
All right.
Right.
So it starts with a brick. I don't know if you guys get the whole brick theme out of this training. The whole background and everything is, it's all about this whole brick concept, right? So it starts with the brick. Let's show people what bricks are.
Absolutely. Well, it goes into the Three Little Pigs story. I don't know where, the funny thing is, T. Gray, we come up with these trainings just one-on-one, having conversations, and it's like the Three Little Pigs, right? And right. You guys know the Three Little Pigs, right?
Right. Darren, tell us a story.
Folks, what was the first pig trying to do? What house was the first pig trying to build? Who remembers this? I'm gonna see who was paying attention when they were in school. Awesome. Straw. They were trying to build a straw business. And this is what I look at the straw business. I look at the straw business. What most of us do is we do all these trainings of how to recruit 30 in 30 days or how to recruit 50 people in 40 days. You guys ever seen those little trainings where nothing wrong with that, but you're just recruiting and recruiting and recruiting and recruiting. Who's recruited a lot of individuals in 1 week and more people quit the next week than you recruited the first week? Who knows what I'm talking about? You just keep bringing in people, Well, you look at that right here. I look at that type of structure as the straw house where the wolf huffs and puffs and then it blows down the first house. You guys remember that, right? So the straw business, I look at this business as you're just recruiting, you're behind off, and you're teaching how to recruit, but there's no structure into it. Now, who remembers the second house? Who remembers the second house? Some say sticks, some say wood, right? The second house is the wood house where the wolf comes over and the second pig gets a little bit smarter, okay? And I look at this wood house where they're recruiting, they're behinds off, and they're working with their groups a little bit, but they're just motivating them to just hit another rank, to bring more people, to make a list. You guys know that type of business, right? Make a different list and etc. You're doing the right work. That's awesome. But like I said, you got to walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. But what does that wolf do? He huffs, he puffs. What does he do with this house? Blows it down, right? Blows down the second pig's house. But the third pig got a little bit smarter, right? What's the third pig? What did the third pig build? The brick house. The brick house. And this right here, we're going to show you how to build your brick house. But before we teach them this, T. Gray and Mark, they got to first become the brick. So first you become the brick, then you can teach the brick house, because wouldn't you love to be a sapphire making diamond money? Wouldn't you like to be a diamond making presidential money? Would you guys like that, folks? That's what we're going to talk about, of how we can solidify and you can create a real residual income that no bad wolf can blow down.
All I'm going to say is every night before I go to bed, I'm going to call you so you can tell me a story. Because you did that. That was just so phenomenal. I'm sitting here like, oh man, this is better than I imagined it was going to be. So let's talk about what brick is, because the brick house stands, right? It can withstand adversity. And so let's start with a fundamental question. What is a brick, right? What is a brick? Well, a brick is a basic building block that you can build a solid structure on, right? And so if you're building your business with bricks, let's talk about what happens. You start building a brick wall like you see in the background there, right? So you put down a layer of bricks, you put down the bricks, and you put the mortar stuff in between them. And once you get that first layer of bricks done in Ibüümerang, guess what? You're a sapphire. And so then you take your little spatula thing and you put another layer of mortar on it, right? And you put a next layer of bricks on it, and you put enough bricks on that, guess what? Now you're a ruby. But this is solid because you're building with bricks, right? So you pull out your spatula thing again and you put another layer of mortar on it and add some more bricks. And this time now you're an emerald and you're building on it and you're building on it. And guess what? If you look at this brick wall, it doesn't go down, does it? It doesn't go down, right? Okay, and so then you pull out your spatula again and you put another layer and now you're a diamond. So what we're teaching you today is we're gonna teach you what these bricks are that's gonna allow you to build this solid business that does not go down, all right? So let's go to the next one so Darren can show them how to do it.
Awesome. So the first brick, I want you guys to screenshot this so that you guys aren't confused, okay, about the brick, okay? So the first brick is obviously we have the star achievers. You guys know that, right? When you first put somebody in the business, you guys know that superstar achiever is one of our biggest bonuses when it comes to Ibüümerang, okay? So the first thing is 300 QV for them to be on auto ship every single month for them to maximize on that bonus when it comes to superstar achiever. Now, before you get paid, you have to have what? You guys know that you have to have what? One on the left and one on the right. You have to make sure that you have one on the left, one on the right, so that you can now unlock your way in the binary, okay? That's the binary. Binary, when you think of a binary business, whenever you see a binary business, that just requires speed. It requires just momentum, right? So the binary is left and right, but the uni level is what we're going to be talking about when it comes to your safety of you solidifying your income, okay? Your safety, all right? So binary is the fast, uni level is the safety net for you to solidify your income, all right? So now the next check mark is 1,500, where you got 10 customers on Elevate subscription, okay? Now, what does that equal up to? We're not even including, Marker T grade, the left and right. We're not even including that.
Nope.
So, because we don't even know what they're going to be coming in on. So what we're including is only their star achiever and their 10 customers. Hint, wink, wink, why Mr. Bugs came up with the corner and the CEO corner and the CEO circle, okay? He did that for a reason, on purpose, for a purpose, all right? So that is one brick. And I believe, like me and T. Gray talked about the other day, that we're going to see if we can get this in the back office where people can visually see themselves check marking, hey, listen, I am now 300 every single month. Hey, now I got my left and right. Right now, and now I have my 10 customers who would like to see that in their back office just to solidify and say, wow, I got my free check marks or my free check marks. I am now a brick. I am now a brick. Okay. Now here's the kicker too, T. Gray. Wouldn't you like to earn all this income for free?
Yes.
Wouldn't you like to earn the residual income of what you're building for free? Now, will you come out? Am I talking too fast? Because I don't want to talk too fast.
You're a few slides ahead, but that's okay.
Okay, because they need repetition anyways.
Yeah.
So by you putting in the 300, but we're getting you back.
Let's go back a slide while Darren is saying what he's saying. Let's go back a slide. Keep going, Darren.
And you can piggyback off this, T. Gray. By you putting in your 300, you getting your left, right, qualifies you in the binary to get paid. By you getting your 10 customers, you're actually building this business for free by you being a brick. T. Gray, what you got to say about that?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're gonna visually show that to you, and it's gonna blow your mind. Before we get there, we just want to say this. So this is what each person needs to do. This is a brick. We want to make it super crystal clear. What is a brick? A brick is a person in your business who is a personal star achiever doing 300 PQV each month. They are responsible for that. We're going to talk about that in a second. They are dual team qualified, and they have 10 Elevate customers at least. They're doing 1,800 points a month of personal volume. So what do we do with this information? You see at the bottom, it says, you want everybody in your business to have this. This is what you want. You want to build a wall of these. So when new people join your business, This is their first 7 days assignment. Can this get done in 7 days? Can a person sponsor their first 2 people and get 10 Elevate customers and set up their subscription for the next month? Can they get it done in the first 7 days? I'm gonna see it in the chats. Can it get done? How many of you believe this can be done in 7 days? Absolutely. Absolutely. And guess what? It's been done. It's Darren, right? Because the Diamond community, they post inside the Diamond chat what their team is accomplishing. And we've had lots of people, lots of Diamonds post about people on their teams who've done this already in 7 days or less. I think the record so far for a person becoming a CEO circle, I think is 3 days. And somebody's going to get it. Somebody's going to be a day 1 CEO circle soon, right? So new people who join your business, from the minute they sign up, they're going to ask you, what do I do next? This is what we want to get them teed up as, all right? Now, for all of you and your team members who are existing team members who are not bricks yet, hear me clear. This is your assignment for the next 7 days, all right? So that means that by Friday of this coming week, we want to see how many of you who are not yet bricks are going to become bricks. You got to let us know. Let us know. We'll celebrate you on next week's training. All right. Can you do that? Can you send when you can check off all 3 of these yourself before Friday of this week? Can you send us a message in marketing@iboomerang.com or WhatsApp send your Diamond a message. They'll pass it on. I want to celebrate bricks next week on the Q&A. And I already have my first 2 guests who are going to be on their Q&A with me. It's going to be Black Diamond Desi Lipova and Diamond Jackie Pippins. They are my first 2 guests. I might have 1 more, but they're going to be on with me for the Q&A, and we are going to celebrate all bricks next week, okay? So you want to be 300 PQV, dual team qualified. Some of you already have that, but you don't have your 10 customers. Knock that out, okay? Some of you have your 10 customers, but you're not dual team qualified. Fix it. When you can check off all 3 of these things, let us know. We're going to celebrate you next week, okay? Now, let's break this down, PDDG. Let's break it down by going kind of one piece at a time. If we go to the next slide, I want to be super clear about what personal star achiever means, okay? Personal star achiever. This is what it means. It means that you personally are responsible for 300 PQV, right? The reason we want to draw this distinction is because if you get 10 customers, 10 Elevate customers, that's going to make you a star achiever. But we're not talking about that because that's going to give you 1,500 points. The math is not going to add up if you don't do this right. So ideally, you should have the Star Achiever subscription, which is $249.99 a month. It gives you your Elevate subscription, your iGo subscription, and 300 PQV. That's you being a personal Star Achiever, okay? Some of you don't have a travel membership and can't do the Star Achiever subscription. No problem. You can become a personal Star Achiever with your Elevate subscription and let's say 1 customer, but you still got to get 10 more customers. So you need 11, right? So that you can be a brick. Is everybody clear on that? We can't short circuit any piece of this so that it works. Okay, I want to congratulate Vita Wood Wooten. Already a brick. Already a brick. Okay, so that's the first part. Let's go to the second part.
Now, the first part is very essential too, because
go back, please, so Darren can talk about that. I'm sorry, Darren.
Because when I first came in, I came in with ignorance on fire, excited, right, to start something new, and moved up to Diamond, and however many weeks, and then when talking to Mrs. Jackie, shout out to Mrs. Jackie. She's like, do you have, see, we've been kind of doing this, T. Gray, but unconsciously doing it, right? Mm-hmm. Unconscious competence is what Mr. Bug says. And I had no clue about this first check mark in the brick. I'm just building my business, doing what I do best, building it with the straw house, right? Bringing them in, right? Straw house, okay? And we're going to talk a little bit about numbers as well towards the end of this. And Mrs. Jackie's like, do you have this first check mark? And had no clue about it. After I did my first check mark, T Gray, I moved up to Blue Diamond right after that. So each check mark, T Gray, is going to move you up in rank and move you up in income. But if you implement all three of them, you'll maximize on all the income is what I'm going to say.
Beast, absolutely beast, absolutely. All right, so now let's go to that next one. Let's just talk about it for a second. Dual team qualify, one left and one right. This is your minimum. We're not saying do this and stop. But this is where you gotta start here, okay? And never make your minimums your maximums. Always strive to overachieve. You get one left and one right done. Okay, great. Now let's go sponsor 10 more. All right. So we just want to make sure that everybody understands that that's just what you need to be a brick. And by the way, let's congratulate another brick. Janice with a Y. She's a brick. She's got it done. Right. Remember, if you want bricks in your business, like Mr. Gibson said, who's got to go first? Who's got to go first? If you want this in your business, who's got to go first? You do. Thank you, Rich. You do. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Yvette. You do. Because guess what? And Darren, you know me, I'm from New York. I can be kind of blunt sometimes. So here comes a blunt moment. If you don't do this, you don't deserve for anybody else in your business to do it. You got to do what you want your people to do. Leaders go first. That's how it is. All right. Anything before we go to the next piece of the brick?
What you're saying is don't practice what you preach what you practice. Right.
Cool.
And it's very essential that you go first, because if you want to know how hot your organization is, you always want to put the thermometer in the leader's mouth. And it always starts with you. What Michael Jackson says, he says it starts with the man and woman in the mirror. So let's do it.
You said put the thermometer in the leader's mouth. I grew up in an era before the oral thermometer. Anyway, we'll keep going. So the next part of the brick, David Romero's like, please do not say it. All right. So the next part of the brick is the CEO circle, 10 elevate customers. Okay. And the key takeaway here is we want you to make sure that you have an every month mentality. You get this and you maintain it. Okay. You don't become a brick and then don't stay a brick. Again, everything becomes your new support line. All right. So those are the three pieces of the brick. And so when we go to the next slide, we get to what Mr. Gibson was talking about before. I'm going to turn that over to you, Darren.
Okay. So how can we break this down? Should we break it down? Tell me how we can.
Well, you were talking about how it's in business for free, right? Okay. And so that's what this is showing. That when you become a brick, you have a business that pays for itself. Okay. Your business costs you nothing. Because let's break it down. Okay. So you become a star achiever, personal star achiever. What does that cost you? $250 to $300 a month, right? So you got $250 to $300 going out of your pocket so that you can be a personal star achiever. But when you have 10 Elevate customers, you make $30 a month per customer retail bonus. So you got 30 times 10, which is 300 coming in. So if you got 300 going out and 300 coming back in, what did it cost you? Nothing. And if you did the Star Achiever subscription, you had 250 going out, but 300 coming in. What did it cost you? Nothing. You made $50. So with the power of this, which is what Presidential Diamond Darren Gibson was talking about, is that because this person has no expense for their business, they don't quit. They don't have a reason to quit. They don't have a reason to cancel their credit card. Right? So another benefit of building with structure is that you have greater retention.
Yeah, because I was asking the question because, yesterday we were talking, I'm like, how should we break this just the whole thing down? Should we go so big where we just talk big numbers, or should we just dumb it down just to the ridiculous? And that's why I wanted to ask that question, because there's so many ways that we can go about this. So absolutely, you're building this business for free. And I never forget when Mr. Bugs told me the story of how he went, just $1 million a month in his previous company. And he was talking about how he wanted everybody to build this business for free. And he told me the certain number of what people were making monthly. It wasn't a big number either. It was the small things that make the big difference. And like you just said, T. Gray, when people are building something for free or essentially getting some income back, they're not going to go anywhere. I know we talk about big numbers, 20, $1 million a week, $1 million a month, whatever the case may be. You'd be amazed of what the little small numbers will do for multiple people in your organization. They're not going to go anywhere, because why do people quit? They quit because they're not receiving a check. They quit because they're putting more out than they're getting back. So this right here is allowing people to see that the value of they can build something, not just for free, but they can get something back as well.
Bro, I know based on your time with Mr. Bugs, I know he mentioned this to you. I want to ask everybody in the chat, do you guys know how Mr. Bugs got to $1 million a month? Let me tell you what he did. He literally drew out his business and mapped out a plan to show people how to make $500 a month. And when there were enough people making $500 a month, he was making $1 million a month. He didn't make $1 million a month by trying to make $1 million a month. He made $1 million a month by teaching people to make $500 a month. Right? So he identified his brick in that business and then set out to create that brick culture, which is what we're teaching you guys right now. Right. Now, there's another piece to this, and we want to, we obviously the Star Achiever piece is it's very clear what that does, and the elevate subscription part, 10 customers, CEO Circle, we know what that does. But let's talk about this dual team qualified piece and what the purpose of that is. If we go to the next slide, what do you guys think the reason is that we want to teach everybody to enroll 2 people right away, first 7 days? Well, it's because those 2 people, those are 2 more people who are going to become bricks, right? So those are 2 more people who are going to become personal star achievers, who are going to enroll 2 people, and who are going to become CEO Circle. So when you have one ambassador, that's going to get you 2 more bricks. You have 2 more ambassadors who subscribe to this culture, that's going to get you 4 more bricks. 4 ambassadors who subscribe are going to get you 8 more bricks. 8 ambassadors who get this are going to get you 16 more bricks. So look at Vita. Vita, she became a brick and she's producing now more bricks. Janice, she became a brick and now she can produce more bricks. So when you build with structure, this is what Mr. Gibson said about 5 or so slides ago. When you build with structure, your business actually starts to accelerate. It starts to go faster. It might seem like you're slowing down, but remember that there's an old adage that says sometimes you got to slow down to speed up.
Right. So T. Gray, is it okay if we do the numbers with 16 bricks? Is that okay? I know we're going to do numbers, what that looks like.
What do you want to do? Do it.
Okay. So you got 16 bricks.
Right.
And you're timing that by 1,800, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So that's you next month, 28,800. Now, what rank is that? What rank is that? And put that in the chat, folks. What rank will you already be qualifying at the following month? Rank-wise, what rank will you be? Okay. Right? Sapphire. Now, but you're a moving, progressing sapphire. Right? That's what we say, T. Gray. We say, don't work to a goal, work through the goal, right?
Yeah. So that's like sapphire and a half, right?
Sapphire and a half, right? You're getting closer to ruby, right? So your business should be an escalator moving up, not just in title, but your income as well. So you break that down. Can we do the 10% of that, 28,800?
Yep. So that's like almost $2,900 a month.
Almost $2,900 a month. You're starting off the month with. Does that sound pretty good to you guys, folks? To start the month off. residual as well, right, Tanya?
Right.
Mark, you got something to say about this, man?
No, you guys are nailing it.
I mean, this is insane, right? So are you guys understanding? Okay, thank you. Thank you. I was waiting for somebody to get it in the chat, and David Sayers just got it. Day one. That's where you start the month. That's going to happen, period. And anything else that you do in that month is going to be on top of that. This is why we talked about foundation, right? So when your foundation has 16 bricks in it, that's what you're going to make each month. In that neighborhood, give or take a few.
Right.
Are the lights coming on for anybody out there? Yeah.
See, this is where I missed the boat, Tigray. You know, you told me the numbers. This is where I tripped, not pivoted. I tripped and then I pivoted, right? And you told me how many people came in. This month marks our 2-year anniversary, and with Ibüümerang. And you told me the numbers of how many people came in the straw business, and the numbers I could have been at monthly if I would have implemented the bricks, folks. It's out of this world. We put in some thousands, right, folks? And just do the math, okay? So by you guys, I'm not mad about it. I'm actually excited about it now to fix the problem and to now maximize it for the newest person that comes in, for when they go diamond, they're actually solidifying not just their rank, but they're solidifying their residual income.
Bro, I first of all, I love you for that transparency, because people need to hear that, right? And the other thing that shows you is, oh, okay, well, I did it already. I can do it again, but I can do it even better this time, right? And people are starting to get this in the chats. Check it out, Mr. Gibson. David Romero, he did the math. So a 16 brick business is basically the foundation for almost an extra $35,000 a year of extra income. Right? Sylvie in the chat said, I got it. So now I realize to hit my goal, I need 48 bricks. Right? So now you can develop this into your business, and now your business becomes predictable. And like Mr. Romero just said in the chat, if you know your numbers, now you can grow your numbers, but you know what you're counting. What are you counting? Bricks. You're counting bricks. Okay. So now let's plan. Let's plan. Because we're in this 90-day blitz, right? And we're planning for the future. We're planning for what we're going to accomplish throughout the remainder of 2023. Okay. What is your target rank? If it's Sapphire, let's go back. If it's Sapphire, you need 15,000 points, right? And then remember, we got leg balance requirements. Your upline coaches can help you make sure that your business has the right structure. By the way, here's what you should do. Those of you who are really getting this, if you're really getting this, get a whiteboard or tape up a few pieces of giant white paper on your wall. Put your name in a box in the center. Draw a horizontal line, and for each person that you enroll, that's a leg. Okay? So if you've got 10 people that you sponsor, that's 10 legs. Okay? If you have 5, you got 5 legs, right? So when we talk about this leg balance, that's what we're talking about. And what I want you to do is to start tracking how many bricks you have in each leg. If you track that on your wall, one day you're going to wake up as a diamond. And you'll have a solid diamond ship. You'll be a diamond every month after that with diamond money. Okay? So again, these numbers, 15,000 for Sapphire, 40,000 for Ruby, 80,000 for Emerald, 200,000 for Diamond. So now let's see how you can achieve that. All right. We go to the next slide. So if you want to do this with just IGO subscriptions, you need 150 people to be and stay Sapphire. You need 400 people to be and stay Ruby. You need 800 people to be and stay Emerald. You need 2,000 people to be and stay Diamond. If you want to do this with Elevate subscriptions at 150 points per, you need 100 people to stay Sapphire, to be and stay Sapphire, 267 to be and stay Ruby, 534 to be and stay Emerald, 1,334 to be and stay Diamond. So the numbers got a little easier because they went down, right? Well, if you do this with Star Achievers at 300 points per, then you only need 50 people to be and stay Sapphire, 134 people to be and stay Ruby, 267 people to be and stay Emerald, 670 people to be and stay Diamond. But what if you do it with bricks? You ready to show them, Darren?
Make it happen. First,
I didn't even pass out. So before we do this, let's pull out your calculators, everybody. Pull out your calculators. How many bricks do you need to be and stay Sapphire? Let's see it in the chat before we turn. Let's see it in the chats. Let's see it in the chat. Okay, I'm seeing these numbers. Okay. I see one that's really wrong. I see a lot of correct answers in the Zoom. Michelle Derling, you need to redo your calculator. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Here comes Facebook. Okay, Larissa, you need to do 15,000 divided by 1,800. Nina, 15,000 divided by 1,800. We're doing Sapphire here. Doris, 15,000 divided by 1,800, right? How many do you need? 15,000. Wow, these numbers are all over the map. What kind of calculators do y'all have? Thank you, Edson. Edson is in the financial services industry. He got the right answer. Thank you, sir. Right? Everybody on Facebook, just look at Edson's answer. Kirsten, you cannot have 8.33 people. We don't want to see you bring that 0.33 of a person to our events. That's going to be kind of yucky. So you need to round up to the nearest whole person. Right. So everybody who said 9, you got it right. So look at that. Let's go down that Sapphire line. If you do it with just IGO subscriptions, you need 150 people to get to stay a Sapphire every month. If you do it with just Elevate subscriptions, you need 100 to stay a Sapphire. If you do it with Star Achievers, it's better. You only need 50. But if you do it with bricks, you only need 9. 9. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. You ready? Hold on. Ready to do Ruby?
Well, hold on. 150 coming out of pocket, 100 coming out of pocket, 50 coming out of pocket, 9 you put money in the pockets.
Come on. I like. Did you see the Zoom chat? Asif, what he said? He goes, "Hold on, I need to breathe." You know what that reminds me of? When we had this conversation with Jake. Mm-hmm. Do you remember his facial expression when we got to this? He was just like stunned. He was ready to end the call and get to work. He was like, I gotta go. I got work to do.
So he did get to work.
He did.
He's CEO corner.
He did. Yeah. He did. He became a super brick.
But you know why? He now has a target. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, they're building this business without having a target. They have a goal, but they still don't have a target. See, goals and targets, you can't just have a goal of a rank. You got to have a target of how you're going to hit the goal. And now Jake has a target of what he's aiming for.
Yep. David Sayer says now he's throwing bricks. All right. So let's do Ruby together, everybody. Ruby, 40,000 points. How many bricks do you need for Ruby? We should be able to go faster now. 40,000 divided by 1,800. Okay, Zoom's got it. Where you at, Facebook? Where you at, Facebook? There you go, Nina. Show them the way. 23. We need 23 bricks. How many of you think, we can go to the next slide, Mark. How many of you think 23 is easier to achieve and maintain than 400? Than 267, than 134. 23 people, and it's more solid, right? All right, let's do Emerald, 80,000. If you want to be and maintain Emerald, what do you need? 80,000 divided by 1,800, what is that? What is that? We're waiting for Facebook. There's a lag. Zoom, don't make fun of Facebook. There's a lag because we're streaming. All right, how many do we need, Facebook? Yes, 45, which is a whole lot easier than 800, right? We can go to the next one, Mark. 45, there we go, right? And so somebody said, does that mean ambassadors? Yes, a brick is an ambassador who is personally responsible for 1,800 points a month. That's it. All right. So when Vita Wood Wooten says, I'm a brick, that means her personal volume between her Star Achiever subscription and her CEO circle is 1,800 points or more. And I want to congratulate some of you because there's people out here, Darren, there's folks out here that are doing over 2,000 points a month by themselves. Yeah. You want to know who's a super brick? Clark and Needs, Diamonds, Clark and Needs. Their personal volume is like 2,400 points a month. When you have that, that means they deserve to have bricks in their business because they've gone first. Right. All right, guys, let's do Diamond. I'm starting to see it already in the chat. Diamond, 200,000 divided by 1,800 is what? 112, right? 112 people. And which is a whole lot easier than the 670, right? And so what you're seeing, again, is what you heard Presidential Diamond Darren Gibson say earlier. It is easier to succeed when you build with structure.
So I want to say this too. What do you need to qualify for Sapphire, left and right? Just put in the chats if you guys understand this. Left and right, what do you need to qualify for Sapphire? Left and right, left and right. You need 2 and 2, right? Is it 2 and 2? You guys got it, right? Awesome. What do you need for Ruby? What do you need to qualify for Ruby? Left and right, left and right. In the binary deal, left and right. 3 and 3, awesome. What do you need for Emerald? Okay. You guys are getting smart. Good. Now, what do you need for Diamond? What do you need for Diamond? Okay, awesome. Boom. 5 and 5. Okay. Now, let's say you're a Sapphire, T. Gray and Mark. Let's say you're a Sapphire and you only have 2 because you need 2, right? You need 2 left, right. Okay. And you end up getting a Cesar on your left and he blows up the business on your left, but you only have 2. Okay, there's a lot of brick houses on Cesar's team who would love to recruit somebody like Cesar, right? Then you got somebody on your right, an Avanos on the right. Let's say Avanos on the right hand side, and Abby's kind of taking some time to build the business, which is okay, right? He's taking some time, okay. But let's say you got 112 Tigray of the brick house on one side. Okay. You may not get the weekly deal because you can only get paid based off of what Sapphire can get paid weekly. But in the uni level where we say you can be a Sapphire making diamond income, well, you may not be there structurally when it comes to the binary for you to move up in rank when it comes to your left and right. But what Mr. Bugs has done is how he set it up is even if you have one side T Gray that's blowing it up over here and they got a diamond leg over here, you may not get it weekly, but you still get it residually monthly.
Yep. And you'll still get paid on most of that business. Obviously, the number of levels is going to be contingent on the rank that you've personally achieved, but that you're going to get paid on that business.
Yeah. still get paid on it.
You don't get paid big money too.
That's unheard of in most companies, T. Gray. So I want to thank Mr. Bugs for bringing his knowledge and wisdom over to Ibüümerang and allowing us to not just do what he's done in the past of what he's done as a builder, but to maximize and quantum leap what he's done as well. So that's big time to me.
You know, I want to support your where you're going with that. And I'm going to say that, hold on a second, let me just do this math real quick. 112 times 1,800, right? Times, you know, let's suppose you get paid, you probably get paid on close to a third to half of that business. You might be making as much as $10,000 a month off of that business, even though you're not a diamond yet. Right? Probably would make, I'd say between, just the back of the napkin math. This is not, scientific, because it's all going to depend on where all the people fall and what levels they're all on. But depending on how many of those people fall within your first 7 levels and the number of levels you qualify to get paid on, you could literally be making anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a month off of that business by having somebody who explodes underneath you. And that's crazy income. Right? And if you're a trader, right, because that's what we do here, then imagine what happened if you've learned to trade profitably and you're making an additional $5,000 a month that you could be putting in your trading account. And here's another thing that folks don't even realize too. The way we have it set up for you to withdraw your money, after you've transferred your money out of your Ibüümerang wallet into your iPayout wallet, you can then have it go either to your bank account or you can move it around as crypto. And most trading brokerages, you have to fund your account with crypto. So you can literally take your Ibüümerang earnings, move them out of Ibüümerang into your iPayout, and then transfer them directly into your trading account. As a matter of fact, you can even set that up on autopilot so it happens automatically every time you move your money out of Ibüümerang. Right? So it all can feed together if you are working strategically. And again, how do you get this? You build with structure. Build with structure.
Right.
All right, cool. What else do we got? So this is why you want to build this way, because new people now have a purpose. The purpose of a new recruit isn't to give you the volume that you need to advance to your next rank. The purpose of a new recruit is to become a brick and help you develop more bricks, right? That's why we did that whole 2, 4, 8, 16. And guess what? It keeps going. Each person that comes in and they bring in their 2, we teach those 2 to become a brick. They bring in 2 more, become a brick. They bring in 2 more, become a brick, right? So we don't want to see anybody enrolling any fake people and that type of stuff, because those people obviously don't do this, okay? So you want to make sure that this is what you're teaching and the culture you're creating in your group.
Yep. And if you're an existing ambassador, become a brick.
Become a brick.
Immediately. Yeah.
Next 7 days, Friday. So Mark, we told them while you were off, we said, if you, we gave everybody who's on here the challenge to become a brick in the next 7 days. And as they become a brick, they need to send us a message either in marketing@iboomerang.com or message their upline diamond, and they'll let us know. And so we're going to need a slide for next Saturday, because we're going to recognize everybody who gets brick done.
Yeah. And then you know what? If you guys get bricks, add those too.
Yep.
Add those to the list.
Yep.
If you're making bricks and if you're developing more bricks.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So who's going to get it done? If you're on the chat and you're not a brick now because you're just learning about being a brick, who is going to get it done by Friday?
I love it. Tierra Edwards says bricks and brick makers.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, cool.
Mary Renfro, bricking it.
Zoom's going to get it done. Here comes Facebook. Facebook's going to get it done. Everybody on Facebook's going to become a brick as well. Okay. So Darren, this is the moment we've been waiting for, right?
Here we go.
Sounds like everybody's excited, but who could use just a little more incentive to build with structure? Who could use just a little bit more incentive? Just a little bit more. Letitia, you want a couple more reasons to build with structure? Mary, you want some more reasons? Dr. Latrice, you want some more reasons? Anybody want? Okay, well, let's show them. Let's show them the money. Okay. So here's the thing. When you build with structure, which part of the compensation plan do you get paid on subscriptions? The front or the back? The front is the dual team and the fast start bonus and the retail bonus. The back is the unilevel leadership development bonus, star achiever bonus, lifestyle bonus. So when you achieve Sapphire through enrollments, you get paid on the front, right? Those first class packs, they pay fast start bonuses and accelerator fast start bonuses, and they pay dual team, right? When you're getting paid on subscriptions from the personal star achiever and CEO circle, that's paying in the back. And guess what? The back pays more than the front. The unilevel, et cetera, pays more than the dual team and the fast start bonus.
And it pays consistently.
It pays consistently. And that's by design, right? Mr. Bugs, again, is a master at comp plans. And every company has the opportunity to take $1 and split it up, the same dollar. Some companies put more of that dollar in the front to reward people for recruiting. But when you have a company that does that, you have a company that doesn't have a lot of leaders that stay in the company. And who's more valuable? A leader who helps you build the company, or somebody who just comes in and recruits a few people? So we put more of the money in the back and say, you help us build this company, we're going to pay you big money. And that's what helps people to stay. So watch this. When you become a Sapphire, you got 9 bricks. That 9 times 1,800 is 16,200. And at an average, rough estimate, you see the disclaimer, rough estimate, might be more, might be less, depending on your structure, depending on your number of levels, depending on the number of qualified ranks below you. But rough estimate at 10%, that's going to pay you about $1,600 a month, right? Now, remember, Sapphire goes from $15,000 all the way up to $39,999. So the deeper into Sapphire you get, the more you're going to make. But as a qualifying right at this level here, it's about $1,600 a month, right? What's that? What could you do with $1,600 a month? $1,600 a month, consistently every month. I want to see in the chat, honestly, your situation, not the answer you think we want to hear. What would that do for you? Some people say I could trade more. Somebody say I could breathe. I like that. Thank you. Right? Some people say that would pay my mortgage. Somebody said I could take my mom to lunch every month. Mario, of course you said you would travel. Of course Mario Magari would travel somewhere, right? Some people say it would pay off debt. For some folks, that's freedom. That would replace their job, right? Depending on what country you live in, an extra $1,800 a month, you're out. Oh, Diane, I love that. Diana, I love that comment. Let me scroll back up on Facebook. It would pay her aunt's home health care aide's salary. It would provide home health care for her aunt. Right? So, but you wouldn't want to do that one month. You'd want to be able to do that every month. And that's why you want to build with bricks, right? Ruby, 23 people. 23 times 1,800 is 41,400 in volume. In the back end of the plan, that would pay you approximately $4,100 a month. right? Somebody said in the chat, it would help them take care of their dad who has dementia. Right now we're bringing it all full circle. Okay. Emerald, 45 people who are bricks, 81,000 total group volume. It's about $8,100 a month, roughly. Every month, what would that do? Somebody said they'd get a new Fendi bag. I like that. Absolutely. Because you know how the rich and the wealthy work? The rich and the wealthy take the money that they make and they invest it into businesses and opportunities. And then they take the money that they make from the businesses and the opportunities to buy things. You know what poor and middle class people do? They take the money that they make and they buy things. So if you took the money you made from your job and you started your Ibüümerang business and you built your business to where it's producing this type of money and you use some of this money to buy things, that's good. That's cool, right? Diamond, 112 bricks, 201,600 points a month to start with, 20 grand a month. 20 grand a month. Sir Gibson, what do you have to say about all this?
I think you know, the numbers they turn out to be a lot sweeter when you divide your. I saw somebody say, "Hey, I got there's great incentives, but tell me what to do." Well, we just told you for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, if you were paying attention, and what you really need to, if you want more direction, is I'm the type of person that likes to work smarter, not harder, and I would take. If I look at that number, the diamond, let's say diamond, for instance, and I see 112 bricks, well, I would divide that into maybe a number of people that I want to help. Maybe 112, maybe too big for me, T. Gray. And I divide that, my lucky number is 7. Well, 7 people can now help 16 bricks. You just break it down. You just break it down to the ridiculous of, then your conversation will be different. Whereas, hey, listen, T. Gray, look, I'm looking for 7 individuals that I can help. And let's do the numbers with 16. 16, that's 1,800. Well, that's 28,800 times that by, you know, the back end.
That's almost $3,000 a month, sir.
$3,000 a month, roughly. Okay, look, I'm looking for 7 people that I want to help to achieve $7,000 a month. Is that your interest of adding an additional $3,000 a month to your portfolio? Absolutely. So that's the conversations that you all need to be having. You're not selling Ibüümerang. You're not selling the company. You're selling you, and you're selling the vision of where you're going to take people and how you can help them. So when you all are looking at these numbers, the 9, 23, 45, whatever number it is, divide it into how many people you want to help, and then do the numbers of what they'll be earning, so that it's a team effort. I say it all the time, all teams are groups, but not all groups are teams. So I don't want you all thinking, I know you broke it down so well, T. Gray, where the numbers look very small, but if you want to really break it down to ridiculous, add people into your vision and watch it quantum leap.
Dude, that's phenomenal. I wish we had a slide for that, because that's powerful. That's the real power there, right? I love what you just said. Take these numbers and break them down further, right? So it's not, you're right. It's not you getting 112 by yourself. It's you helping 7 and then helping the 7 get 16, develop 16. And it's not even the 7 are going to do 16. It's going to be the 7 and maybe they do 3 and then the next 3 get whatever. And then it adds up to 112 when time you're done, by the time you can check off all 7 lines and you're a diamond. And it's so solid. And it's every month. And you're not just making money by yourself. You now broken this $20,000 a month barrier by helping 7 people make approximately $3,000 a month, who helped a number of people make approximately $1,000 a month. You see how that goes, guys? That's the family, the culture that we want to create in Ibüümerang. And again, I'm going to use a disclaimer again. We're not making guarantees. You know, it's going to vary based on what you do. Some folks literally Darren, Mark, have sat here with us for the better part of 2 hours, took pages and pages of notes, put all sorts of affirmative comments in the chat, and are still going to walk away and do nothing. Right. So don't come back to us and say it didn't work. You didn't work. We showed you how to do it. Right. But some of you, a handful of you, are going to literally take this. Your mind is open. I'm going to tell you right now, I already know Jake Parton is going to the top of the food chain. I saw it. I felt it. I already know Desi. It's done.
It's done.
It's over.
Yeah.
Arcanines.
Sandy Harris.
Sandy. So when I told Sandy, because Sandy wanted to do a game plan, and we just started getting closer and closer to this training, and we couldn't get our times lined up. He's already doing the other activities. I knew that this training was gonna happen. I said, Sandy, just make sure you're on here. Make sure you're on here. Make sure you watch the recording. This is the missing piece, right? So he just had 5 or 6 new ambassadors join his team this week, right? What happens now when Sandy goes to those 5 or 6 and he starts teaching them, okay, now here's your first assignment. Become a brick. 7 days, let's get it done, right? And we start to recognize and we start to celebrate the people who are getting it done, right? And as leaders, that's very important, because that we celebrate the people, because people need to know that it's possible. That's what it shows. That's why we want to celebrate everybody who becomes a brick between now and Friday. Because we want to show everybody on Saturday, hey, look, it can be done in 7 days. And no shame if it takes you longer, just as long as you get it done. But 7 days is more than enough time. And if you create that culture in your business and you become, remember, Darren, we started telling people as we started doing more of these plans, we started telling them, your business becomes a brick making factory. All you do is the same thing over and over again. Teach people to become a brick and to develop bricks, and watch how this changes your life, their lives, the lives of your upline that you love so much, and the company.
Right. So what I've done is, moving into the 90-day blitz is, me and Mr. Buzz, we had a conversation, and things take time. And for a while, you guys know, we were speeding Gonzalez. We're just trying to make it to the top, right? Just climb up that mountain. And I took a step back this month to teach this, to get everybody playing the same music, so that the next month will be a escalator moving up. And then July, moving in to July, it will start to quantum leap and have a leaps. So what I encourage you all to do is, this is not for you all to step back and start just training on this. This is for you to keep doing what you've been doing, but just adding a different flavor into what you're doing, and watch things start multiplying. So I don't want people to, hey, Darren, I'm about to do a training. I'm seeing a lot of people, can I get the slides for this? The best slide is you implementing this. That's the best slide that you ever have, is by you implementing this, and your group is watching you while you're watching your group. It's time to start stepping up the stairs and stop staring at the steps, and watch your group follow you and what you're doing. And you're going to be the best presentational slide that you can show them. So it's going to take some time, T. Gray, for people to understand, to maneuver into a different way of thinking, because it takes time to learn a different language. So this is just a new, different language to see, because I never forget, in the soft, T. Gray, I'm talking to Mr. Bugs when he explained to me of how this $1 million a week income business will provide for you. I'm thinking, dude, this is your first time telling me this? And he's like, man, I've been telling you this for 2 years. And I'm like, why am I just now getting it? He's like, it just took time. Sometimes it takes some time for you to understand certain things, and your ear wasn't ready for it. And now when I got that, it was like I got a battery charger on my back, and I'm ready to drive this thing even faster. Who got that from this call today, where you got kind of an aha moment, or you got like like your car got jumped or whatever the case may be, or you got a new battery in your vehicle, and now you're ready to just drive full throttle and do this on purpose with a purpose, because that's exactly why I got excited. And I said, Tigray, we need to talk about this on flight school, because I believe everybody is missing the boat on this thing called Brick House, and we need to teach this so that people can understand this and move forward and make a real residual income.
Man, I can't say anything more to that. That was phenomenal. And you're right. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. And it's not that the teacher wasn't there the whole time. It's just that you're finally ready to hear something that the teacher may have been saying all along. And I just want to say personally, and on behalf of the company, that we appreciate you. We appreciate you because from day one, you brought fire and energy to the company. You brought fire and energy to the company. You sparked a wave of rank advancements that we're grateful for. You don't have to apologize for it in any way, right? Not at all. It was needed, it was necessary, and it was on time. And it's time to evolve on top of that to a whole nother level. And what we love about you is the way you take the baton, right? The way you take the mantle, the way you take the standard, right? And for people who don't know what a standard is, if you've ever seen, one of those Roman gladiator movies, right? They would have a large pole with like an eagle on the top or a flag on the top, and it's called a standard. And what that was is there were people who were standard bearers. They would hold it. And when the soldiers were out there fighting, as long as they could see that, it would encourage them to keep fighting, right? But when they were losing, the enemy would make sure that they knocked that down. And when you don't see that, it meant our team is in trouble, right? And so by being a person who's a standard bearer, you take the flag, Darren, you have helped to encourage and energize the entire company. And that's why we wanted you to train this with us today, because the brick, guess what's on the flag? Guess what's on the standard flag? A brick. And so we thank you for waving that brick flag, because this is going to change the lives of not just you and your family, Darren, not just the people on your team, but everybody in the whole company who embraces this concept.
Wow. Yeah, I want to say something too, Darren. You came in and it was inspirational, right? You speak inspirationally, but now you've got the tools to put in place to build a foundation, shore up your foundation, and then build it brick by brick by brick by brick. So hats off to you. You're on your way. You're on your way, and you realize how much you've missed by understanding how these bricks work. So thank you, Darren. Thank you, Mr. Gibson. Thank you for being presidential. And thank you for all that you do. And thank you for, just inspiring everybody here at Ibüümerang. Yeah.
And I want to throw in, our other presidential diamond, Cesar Munoz as well, right? Because he's also, been a catalyst and a fire starter in the company, right? So it's almost funny how the results that we've achieved as a company to date have almost literally been split 50-50 between Mr. Gibson and Mr. Munoz, right? And so between the two of you, we're looking forward to working with you and the diamonds that you guys have created and all the leaders to really usher in this new era, right? So we had rank advancement, we've had people making money, but now this new era, we want to have people solid. We want you to advance based on structure, and we want your money to be consistent every month. We want to start recognizing people in tiers of money. Darren, can you imagine once we could start recognizing the $10,000 a month club, the $50,000 a month club, the $100,000 a month club? That's what we want to see. But in order for that to happen, we got to show people how to make not just $10,000, but $10,000 a month. Not just $50,000, but $50,000 a month.
We call that the train smoke money, where the train is already gone, you can still smell the smoke. And
I've never heard that before. Train smoke money?
Train smoke money, man. I'm telling you, that's why I joined. I partnered up with not Ibüümerang. I partnered up with Mr. Bugs and Mrs. Arlene Bugs, and their baby became my baby, and fell in love with his vision. And you know, I'm a good babysitter, so I gotta take care of the baby and feed the baby and grow this baby. And my little team I had is off to those two. That's blessed me in many ways and introduced me to T. Gray and Mark. We became brothers over the years in a very short period of time, 2 years. And we went through ups, we went through downs. But I'll often say, if you can't take the dips, don't take the climb. And I love, you know, the wins that we have, and I love the growth that we have together, man. And I can't thank you two enough for all that you do. Every Saturday, you guys show up, no matter how much traveling you're doing on vacation, you guys show up, and all the corporate team as well. And obviously my hat goes off to Cesar, my friendly competition that ended up being a completion together. And just his whole crew, all of his diamonds, obviously share love and sunlight to my group, my loyal team. And, you know, together we just make things happen. It's not me, it's all of us combined. And I can't wait to see more diamonds, more emeralds, more elite diamonds. And like you just said, where we're not just recognizing people for rank, but we're recognizing people for what they've earned monthly, weekly. And you know, we're gonna have to say a lot of disclaimers here in the next few months for about a year, because we're gonna have a lot of people making some good income. So love you and love Ibüümerang as a whole. Thank you so much.
Yep. And I just want to do a big shout out to T. Gray. He has been doing these 90-day game plans, and he's been back to back to back to back to back. And he's even skipped lunch to do these 90-day game plans. So I just want to give a big shout out to him. Without T. Gray, we wouldn't be where we are today. Without Mr. Bugs and Mrs. Bugs, we wouldn't be where we are today. We have no original material. T. Gray says that, I say that. It's all Mr. Bugs. It's all Mr. Bugs and Mrs. Bugs. So we don't have any original material. We just pass it down. And we've been talking about this. So Mr. Bugs did this training back on December 17th, the 90-day blitz. And T. Gray took it and ran with it and created this brick concept. So folks, build brick by brick by brick by brick.
Amen. Amen, brother. Amen. I appreciate that very much. It's always an honor to serve the team and to pass on what I've learned from Holton Bugs. He's just been an incredible inspiration and a major elevating factor in my life for literally the past 20 years, just about now. So we honored him today, guys. We honored Holton Bugs today. I hope he's watching somewhere. But we honored him today by teaching what he's taught us. And I just want to encourage everybody, you guys have been with us today. If you take this training and the last few, it's literally the college course on how to build a successful, duplicatable, repeatable, scalable, predictable business that pays you consistently every single month. Now, we challenge you, take these recordings, mark them, put them somewhere where you can find them, get your group together, watch them over and over again so that you can do it. I want to say to our diamonds, congratulations on our flight school numbers today. These were good. These were good. And I want to remind every leader out there that the people who make the most money are the people who solve the biggest problems. Here's a problem or a challenge. Flight school is at 8 a.m. Central in the United States, right? Everybody in this time zone. That works for a certain group of people. It's in the middle of the afternoon in Europe. It's in the middle of the night in Australia, okay? You're going to have some people who are diehard faithful who are going to get on Flight School Live at the time that we're doing it, okay? And you're going to have some people who it just doesn't work. The time just really doesn't work. What is the solution? What is the solution? I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm in Australia, New Zealand, where it is 1 a.m., I'm going to, and I have a team out there, I'm going to declare Flight School to be Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening at 8 p.m. I'm going to get my team together on a big Zoom, say a couple of comments, and play the recording for Flight School. I'm not necessarily going to retrain it. I want them to hear what Presidential Diamond Darren Gibson trained today. So I'm going to create a Flight School culture in my team, but we're going to do it at a time that works in our time zone, right? I want to challenge you guys. Don't let challenges stop you in your tracks. Don't say, well, time doesn't work. That's it. What's the solution? What is the solve for it, right? That's what you've been doing. I mean, again, I'm not trying to gas you, Darren, but that's what you did when you came in. Our back office was broken. He didn't say, okay, well, the back office is broken at that company, we're not going to join. He didn't say, back office is broken at that company, we're not going to build. He freaking went diamond and broke diamonds in their first 90 days, keeping track of their business in notebooks. Living example of the people who make the most money are the people who solve problems. So I want to challenge you guys, be a problem solver. Flight School, we've shown you guys the value. If it doesn't neatly fit into your time zone, what's the solution? Okay. The solution isn't for us to change when we do Flight School, because we change it to your time zone, it's just not going to work for somebody else. So the solution is you say, okay, well, here's what I'm going to do with my group. We're going to do Flight School at this time. All right. So that said, do you guys have any closing comments? I think we have crushed today's training. It's super value today.
Yeah, I think that now what the next step is for everybody on the line to not just go to your diamond or who you're working with, your upline, and ask for a plan. I believe that you should go to them with your plan, how many bricks that you're going to develop that's equaling out into your residual income, into your rank advancement, and talk to your upline to show your upline that you were paying attention to this call, to show the person you're working with that you understand what we were talking about today. To just do that for your upline, because it's very good to always have homework assignments and map out your plan and know where you are in your business. Hey, listen, Mark, my numbers is here right now. This is where my numbers need to be, and this is how many bricks I need to have for me to earn this type of residual income, for me to be at this in particular rank, and then get to work. I promise you, when you guys have a target, I promise you the work will pan out for itself when you put the action on piece of paper and then the piece of paper into action. So thanks again, Mark. I love you guys both. Thanks again, T. Gray.
Yes, awesome. All right, it's picture time, guys. Get ready for your screenshots in 1, 2, and 3. All right, everybody. Presidential Diamond, Darren Gibson, thank you. Chief Marketing Officer, Mark Kithcart, thank you so much. We appreciate you and your team. Not only was this one of the best trainings ever, but it was one of the best looking trainings ever. And that's you taking all of our scribble scrabble notes and just rough stuff and making it look pretty. You make us look good every single week, you and your team.
Awesome.
So, let's go.
Love you, ambassadors.
Thanks.
Let's do it.
All right.
See you at work.